I must admit, this painting is really cool. It's a journey to get to the end, but it's definitely worth it in my opinion. In the beginning, I was pretty directionless for this piece, and I was just trying to play with color, and I was trying to see what colors I liked next to each other. I knew I wanted there to be some blue and orange kind of almost clashing, but I wanted them to work together in a really kind of almost subtle way. And so that's why there's blues and oranges repeating here in the beginning. Although they're covered up, the practice of mixing and placement was really helpful for the final shot. I will say these oranges right here, oof, they're pretty. The blues are pretty. I don't like kind of the angles of some of these blue chunks that I put in, and I feel like these oranges are way too repeaty, which is why I put down all this yellow and blue and turned it into green, covered it all up, right? I will admit, from here on out, I thought I want to have these different shapes, and I want them to work together, and I want there to be smaller shapes in the background and larger shapes in the foreground. So you're going to see as these shapes start to emerge, some of them get bigger over time until they get really large, and then I bring back those colors that are from the beginning. I'll admit, it's a big painting, and honestly, it took a while. It was a lot of fun. That white piece that I just put down in the middle, that was way too centered. That's something to watch for. I feel like sometimes when you're painting, all of a sudden you put something right in the middle, or you put something right in a third, and it just kind of separates your painting into chunks. I don't want that chunky feeling, so that's why I start to put these browns and yellows on top of everything, and I actually really hide that middle white wave that I created. Now the shapes are starting to get bigger. That's something I said was going to happen, and there's not a lot of these reds left over, but the actual focal point of this painting was just put down, and I'm excited to kind of share that with you when we get to the final shot here in a second. It's fun when a focal point is created before the end kind of comes to, I'm going to say comes together. Because sometimes I feel like the ending is the focal point. Anyway, we're not going to have the pieces here colored in on camera. For some reason I lost that clip, and so I'm going to be the only one that got to see that happen. And we're only going to have a few more seconds. I really appreciate you being here. I hope you love the final shots and the way this painting comes together. Oop, there we go. We skipped some time. So I think your eye rests on that little red door at the top of this painting. I absolutely love the way the orange and the blue sit next to each other in a subtle yet totally different way. I tried to have variation in paint stroke and texture throughout this entire painting. And again, this is what I believe is a focal point. My eye keeps coming back to this area. I think the green and the orange are absolutely gorgeous. All in all, I must admit, I loved it. I hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, have a good day.